there has been a stuff up with the labelling on the plugs. Now I'm pissed. This lot just went to shit. Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to take you on a farm tour of what the farm looks like in, what are we? It is the 7th of January. There are flies everywhere. Got some great things to show you, and I thought I'd start off here with the chrysanthemums. So, chrysanthemums. I think I planted them in the previous video maybe. It's been too long since my last video, but anyway, I was so excited about the chrysanthemums, but the guy that I bought them off, he's, like a lot of people in Australia buy chrysanthemums off him. He's really great at breeding chrysanthemums and all that stuff, so highly recommended. And it was too late when I wanted to buy them. He had already pre-sold everything. So a friend that I met on Instagram, she decided she didn't want her order anymore. So I took her order, I paid her and transferred it into my name. So I've got the chrysanthemums, I've planted the chrysanthemums, they're growing, some of them look great, some of them look crap. And then we get an email, well I do, I get an email from the guy and he says that there has been a stuff up with the labelling on the plugs, on the cuttings. So he had outsourced the growing on of the cuttings, and this person had labelled them all wrong. So what I thought I have, what I thought I was getting and growing and was super excited about, I am not growing those plants. So when I read the email, I was kind of understanding and thought, you know, that's fine, these things happen. I know how that could happen. And I didn't really think about it again. But now I'm looking back on that and going, no, he didn't offer a refund. He didn't offer any kind of anything to make this better. Just his apology and that he's not going to be selling any for the next few years while he figures out his stock again. And we breed dairy cattle. And if I stuffed up and they paid money and bought this cow and then it wasn't what it was supposed to be, you'd offer a refund or you'd offer something, and he hasn't. So now I'm pissed, but also over it because it was so long ago and I should have done something about it earlier and I didn't, so that's my fault. But anyway, so who knows what kind of chrysanthemums I'm getting. The ones that are down the end down there that I think were supposed to be salmon are white. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not getting any of these Vienna ones. Basically, who knows what I'm getting. So let's have a look. So here is supposed to be Vienna copper. They aren't looking too bad, but whatever they are, they look good. I don't know that I have any buds on these ones yet. I've been through and pinched them once, but now that they're not going to be, like I'm not going to disbud them or anything, I'm just going to let them flower. I don't know, I think I'll just let them keep flowering. So these ones were supposed to be the Vienna cream, and they, whatever they are, one has done well, unless that's part of the other lot, I don't know. But they're not looking so hot. I think maybe they need a little bit more water than I've given them. I'm not really sure. Also, I don't know, do I care? I care. But since they aren't what I thought they were going to be, I guess I don't care that much. These are the pink ones, but they're not the pink ones, obviously. I feel like some of them look really good. Oh, this one has a little spider living in there, so that's cool. Someone likes it. These ones were supposed to be white, and these ones were supposed to be salmon. Oh, there's a thistle that I've missed. So the water's on right now, I think. Yep, we've got some water happening right now, but I'll just duck around the other side. And the salmon one has a bud on it. I've already cut one off because they're looking pretty rough. So there's a bud there. Oh no, there's quite a few buds. But yeah, they're supposed to be salmon, but they're, well, this one's white. See, I don't even know if, like, are they all different? The foliage tells me that they're the same. But yeah, I don't know what I've got in that row. I'm pretty pissed. Anyway, moving on further down the line here, we've got the Dahlias. They have taken off. I did do a video. I made the video. I filmed me planting them, but the audio was absolutely trash. So I might chuck in here footage of me planting them. And I did go through and explain what varieties I had. I don't know what corals. I don't know how to say half of these names. In here is sand dune, and then we have Samoan prince, red alert. That one's going great guns. They look pretty healthy, I think. I've only ever grown a couple of dahlias, so I don't actually know what bad looks like. But that's a bud. What are you? Perhaps little Bobby. No, you're not little Bobby. You're Eureka. There's 3 of most things that I purchased, and then I had saved some from last year, which are on that side, and that's just a mixed bag. So, yeah. And then here in this one is the Feverfew that I planted. So these 2 rows that I planted with you guys. What I've done, so last week, what would that have been? The end of December. I went through and pinched this side, about 74 of them. So that was to about here, which you can sort of tell this side is less grown than that side. And then last night, I came through and pinched this side so that I'm hoping, and then next week I'll pinch another 72. Did I say 74 or 72? 72. I'll pinch this section, which should just leave me this section to flower straight up. I just didn't want 288 flowering at the same time. And that was the only way I could think to stagger them and slow them down. So these ones are the single, so Feverfew singles. And then we've got the snowball ones here at this end. So there were 66 here, so I just took off the tops of all 66 there instead of doing one side and the other side. And then I did 6 from down here. And then last night I went through and took all the tops off, you can see them there, of the next 72. And then, yeah, next week I'll do the next 72, which should leave, I don't know which section I'll go, wherever I'll go, should leave 72 to actually bloom first. At least I'm hoping that's how it works. So there's some gorgeousness coming up. It smells so good. I can't wait to use those in Okay, and then up here we have yarrow or Achillea, and that was a bit patchy, and some of them are a bit younger than others because I didn't get to plant all of the plugs, but then some of these ones died, so I filled the gaps with the plugs that were left. So there's not 288 in this section, but okay, these ones, was it summer berries or was it the pastels? These ones are the summer berries. So yeah, there's some starting to bud up there. And then sunflowers. There are 5 weeks of sunflowers in this row. I've done about 2 meters each week. And these ones have just started flowering. So these were the 55-day ones. I can't remember what variety. I'll pop that up on the screen. So I've been through and picked some this morning. There's some more coming up now. So I like to let like a little bit longer. I don't need them right this second, so I figure they can just grow on a little bit more on the stem, on the plant before I pick it. But yeah, you can definitely see like first succession, second succession, third, fourth, and fifth. So it looks really cool. My son and I have been planting them every Saturday, unless we miss one. But I like that it steps up. It's cool. So yeah, all of those ones were a 55-day crop, and yeah, I've been picking off those. So that's been awesome. Just this last week they've started to flower, but there are quite a few. There's quite a few in there right now. I kind of wish that I could leave them to open. Like, they're so cute. That one's cute and tiny. And then those outside ones are actually quite big. Not huge, but I planted them roughly 10 centimeters apart, and there is 11 rows. So on the drip, you probably can't see that because of the shadows, but the drip is 30 centimeters apart. So I did one on the outside, then 3, 3, 3, and one on the outside, which we can see over here. This is the next lot of sunflowers. So first ones down this end are more of the 55-day crop. These ones, their germination was a bit spottier. I think we might have planted them a bit deep. We actually planted them differently than we had been over the other way, but I think we went too deep. And then these ones are a 75-day crop. And then I had some more 55s, and then there are 75, so they're not quite up yet. They were planted last Saturday. Today's Saturday, so 1 week ago. So they were 1 week ago. Because of the day difference, like the 20 days difference in maturity, we planted them. I planted 2 lots at once. So hopefully, if I plant 55-day crop today and a 75-day crop, then I should not have a gap in my sunflower supply. But yeah, there's 2 meters of each one, which is about 220, give or take, sunflowers, if they were all to germinate. So, yeah. And then here on these few beds, this first section here, I haven't got anything planted. Here I have some sea holly that I had in trays, and they absolutely love the rain and that weather that we were having. I really wish I had had them in the ground, but I didn't. So they took off in the trays. But from what I've been watching on other channels, it's hard to sell the sea holly. I was going to plant some more, but I think I'll just leave what I've got and, you know, we'll see what happens. Everything else in these 3 beds is Sweet William. So this first one here is Amazon Rose Magic. And then what have we got over here? I have tags somewhere. I think, what's this one? So this end is Sweet William Sweet Scarlet. And then this end is Sweet Scarlet as well. And then this here is not Sweet Scarlet. It is Coral, that's right. Sweet William, Sweet Coral. That one didn't, it was the best when I put it in, but it's just not the best anymore. Like that little fella's carking it. This one is Sweet William, Sweet Pink. Out of all of the ones I planted, looks like I just have one gap there. So that's my sea of Sweet William. Sweet William is my favourite plant. I think if I could just plant Sweet William, maybe I should just be a Sweet William farmer. It's an option. I could be calm the Sweet Williamses. Here we have a diabolical mess. This is also what happens when you drop the ball. What happened with these ones, so here we have the orange, pink and white. They got hammered by caterpillars and I sprayed and then I didn't spray and then it rained and then I sprayed and then it rained and I just, in the end, I gave up on them. I had other things going on, as you'll see in the rest of the tour, and these guys just got lost. So I went through and actually took off all of these ones, like took them back to the ground over the weeds, took them back down and thought, I'll see what happens. And they did come back, but a lot of the stems were really short and they've still covered in caterpillars, like caterpillars everywhere. In the end, I just cut my losses and walked away from these guys. And then yesterday I've just come through with the hedge trimmer and have taken off the top layer, and I will keep doing that. And then I'm going to pull the netting up, because the netting wasn't sitting properly anyway. It's actually on the ground over in here. So I need to pull the netting up, and I think I will just pull them out completely. My husband in the tractor in the background, he's got cattle to feed, so we'll just keep going. Here are the stock. These were insane. So beautiful, but I couldn't sell them. The rain basically made them melt. Like as soon as the flowers got wet, they kind of just melted. And it was horrible, it was really sad. So there was, I don't know how many I sold of them. Not very many. So yeah, I've just left them in there. I don't know what I'll do with them. Right now, they're just gonna stay there. I don't have anything else needing to go in here. So I'll probably just pull the netting up and see what happens. Weeds. Righty. Next bed is more stock. This is the cherry blossom one, and it was stunning. Absolutely stunning. I was really, really happy with it. It still smells out here. It's still good. Yeah, same thing though. I didn't sell too many of those. They actually bloomed a little bit later than the purple one. So I could sell quite a few to the florist, but using them in a bouquet for myself, they were quite overpowering. So you only put like 1 or 2 in the bouquet so that the person didn't become overwhelmed. I did have someone ask for a bouquet without stock because they didn't want it smelly. So it's not for everybody. And then this one here is the quartet one. So that's a branching one. Where I've cut it, oh, we'll dig it out from the weeds. But so I cut the first bloom off and then it branches and grows more. These were also divine. That one in there is quite nice. The second growth, the regrowth, is just as stunning, but it is really short. So I think I'd grow it again and I would put it into jar posies second time round. But yeah, they're cool. My pink ones, early pink, nope, not early pink, early orange. Didn't like them. They were a bit of a nothing. Like you can sort of see, like, I was hoping that they'd be nice, but I didn't like them as much as the fire sticks over there. And then yesterday, once again, went through and used the hedge trimmer, took all of it off. I don't know if they'll regrow. From what I've noticed here's some regrowing ones. So these are cherry rose. These were stunning. These were probably my favorite ones, but you can see, see the caterpillars, maybe. Short stems. So I'm going with maybe getting like two cuts. So you have your first initial cut and then your second cut. And then that's probably it. Anyway, moving on from there, we've got Lisianthus. These are hot pink, I hope. So I bought these as plugs because I tried Lisianthus and the cat sat on them. Here. Shade it. Ooh. Right, so we've got Snapdragons, stock, Lissies, snaps, more snaps. And then over here, I've got a couple more of the cherry rose. This group here has probably been my best. So here, pink Campanula, bellflower, whatever we're calling it. Wow, this stuff is gorgeous. I wish I had some more, but we had some really hot days, hot and humid, and it just took off, exploded, and now I can't keep up with it. So I want to pick it when they're just a little bit more open than this one. So maybe like just opening here, like these couple. But, you know, that one there, too far gone. But look at the bees. Having the greatest field day ever. That's this whole row. Here we have Ammi. So this is Casablanca. Bees and everything. Absolutely love this one. But same, it got away from me. It was, look at those guys. it was nothing, and then it was like this. So this one's a bit too far gone. But yeah, we did corral them, which I'm super duper thankful for my hubby helping me corral these guys. What I have noticed is I don't particularly like the smell of this, but they are gorgeous and they add a little something to each bouquet, which it just wouldn't be missing without. Seriously, this is like amazing. I did a little experiment, and up until here, that has had 2 or 3 rounds of fertilizer, like a liquid fertilizer. It wasn't sea salt, it was something else. And then that hasn't. So fertilizer, 2 or 3, and only 1 or 2. So fertilizer really, really helped. Here we had bells of Ireland. I pulled all of the bells of Ireland. I barely sold anything, so I just pulled them out. So in here, I haven't planted it yet, but I'm going to put in cosmos. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of cosmos in there. Probably too late, but I have a long season. I should be good until May. This is a whole row of zinnias. So we have at this end lime, and then purple, pink, orange, yellow, and white. And they are giants. It was just called giants, so I don't know if it's Benares giants or not. It just had giants. These 3, I'll put weed mat down, same as this. That is 20 centimetre holes, and I will seed stuff. I'm not sure exactly what stuff, but there will be stuff in here. And then next week, this bed will have more zinnias. So I'm planting it in this one. So this one I'm going to plant with the zinnias because I think there'll be a nice windbreak. We'll move on to the next section of my garden, which is where the hardy annuals were, and it's a disaster, an absolute disaster. Here is my hardy annuals section. So last time you saw it, it would have been looking pretty schmick with some beautiful bells of Ireland and ranunculus and crappy tulips, beautiful poppies, and it does not look like that anymore. Once those ranunculus had finished, I completely dropped the ball, got sidetracked, ended up over there, and all the Snapdragons, they started coming on. The stock started coming on, and this lot just went to shit. So yeah, here's reality. Over there was when you got your shit together. Here is not having your shit together. Here we go. So dead bells. It's pretty much all of my bells because I couldn't sell them. Florists did not want them. So I probably got maybe 15 stems out of here. So bells, yeah, no one wanted the bells. Okay, camera died again because it's too hot for the poor thing. The bells. Next year I will probably grow like just a handful. They, yeah, it's just not worth it. All that grow space when I could have something else in. Where the ranunculus were is absolutely taken over by weeds. So that's the ranunculus. So 3 beds of ranunculus, 1, 2, 3. You know, look like absolute shit. On this side, where the poppies were, still looking The poppies are trying to hang on, but also not trying to hang on, just there. These poppies are done. And then in here, I'll insert some footage that I planted all of these liliums. So I had a whole section of lilies, and see, there's the markers, because every single one that I planted that day has rotted, except for these 4. And I don't know whether that one there's alive or that one there. So, since none of them came up, I went ahead and planted my gladiolas in there. So I pulled out these few liliums and planted gladiolas in there instead. And so far, so good. They are coming up. I've got 2 in each section between the irrigation and 1 up the side there. So, I don't know, hopefully I get something there. I just need to put up some netting so they've got something to hold on to. And the snapdragons, I didn't get them planted, but you know, they're living their best life in the tray. I had some absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful black cherry Sweet William. The Ceranth, lack of water and too hot. The sweet peas, they are so far gone. There's the lupins, they're about done. They were probably my favourite thing ever. Back here under the shade, out of the sun. And that's the end of the tour for this, oh my gosh, this time? I don't know when the next one will be. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.